or listen to and details on the podcast ROTHSCHILD. Let's back from mistakes. Those of those experiences of astronaut training and lockdown. Yes, that's true. And tells the story of the final cosmonaut, a man trapped in space while the nation crumbled to the ground.
Yoshi. This is the
He's a silver cosmonaut, and he's known as the world's only space. The pride and joy of the USS.
Listen to the last children's on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcast. Heart failure, sudden tunnel syndrome, shortness of breath, stomach issues, lower back pain. If you have heart failure and any of the extremely unrelated symptoms sound familiar, it's time to talk to your cardiologist and get the full picture. They are the cancer-ready amyloid cardiomyopathy. ATTR is a rare and underdiagnosed disease. Recognize the signs and discuss them with your doctor's team. Learn more at connectwithyourheart.com. That's connectwithyourheart.com.
AM 640, AM 640, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. AM 640.
Yes, very much. That taste, it's so hard, like
ICBM.
and
I just wanted to say, you're talking about like secret retention. And basically, if it goes down, it just comes right back up, right? If you don't use it. But the reason why a lot of people say wait until you have kids
All-time classic. Wade Roberts Morris from Hunter succeeded business without really trying. I'm not going to sing that song until the very little bit. I don't know. It's a great song. You pick your song, you do what you want. Jay Kids will be in Sedona, full show. Tell folks what they can expect. We're going to have so much fun. We're going to be part of a 3-day event called the Sedona Ascension Retreat for this. March 17th to the 19th. Our show will be Saturday the 18th. So you can come all 3 days. There's non-stop continuous music, street vendors, workshops. A lot of people are going to see Billy Carson, William Henry, Suzanne Ross, Paul Collard. The list goes on. They're going to do a skywatch. This is going to be a power-packed weekend. And then Saturday, come to our show Saturday night. We're going to do a roundtable with some folks. Billy Carson will speak also on our show. We're going to do our salute to the veterans. Just everything we always do in our show. It's a lot of fun. All you need to do is head over to picoftheday.com. All the info is right up there on the website. Now, is this a theater setting or is it like the Copacabana? No, it's a very nice theater, the Performing Arts Center in Sedona. We're going to call it again. I've never been there. I haven't either. It's a beautiful theater. Then on May 27th, we're going to be in the Oregon area for another live show. And we're going to go to a place called the Gallows. It's the Granada Theater. It's a nice little theater we found. Our chief guest that night will be Dr. Sky Stephen Tate. You also have to see Travis Walton and from Animal Planet, Bigfoot Hunter, Matt Moneymaker. So the night will include a salute to the veterans, a live Q&A, and news show, and some surprises. So again, if you go to picoftheday, we have all that info right there. We're going to take your calls next hour with David Simmons to talk about space weather news and all these other anomalies, and I'll be back with him in a moment to talk more. First, build up your news.
HealthyLooking.com and Dr. Alan Malay brings 4 decades of experience in natural products for the cheapest stem cell wellness kit that works with your body's stem cells to a human profile. Here's Dr. Malay with more.
Whether it's physical activity, obesity, diet, smoking, low on hormones, stress, heat disorder, or your age, to be supported by reducing inflammation and creating the body to heal itself appropriately. A stem cell is a cell that usually to be told what it needs to do. If there is inflammation, that inflammation needs to be stopped. high blood pressure, high cholesterol, kidney disease, various types of cancer, depression, Alzheimer's disease, autoimmune disorders, osteoporosis, and fatty liver are chronic signs of inflammation and can be relieved by supporting the body's ability to protect those cells that the purpose of bringing strength and adaptation together, supporting the body's immune system.
Dr. Moore, how will I feel after taking a Dr. Stem?
Being the gym is going to have an immediate effect.
At least
But
that's
your immune system is starting to function better after 24 hours. You put adaptogen along with it, and most of
It's only available at healthylooking.com or toll free at 800-563-3980. That's 800-563-3980. Don't forget to enter promo code George for free shipping. George's Stem Cell Wellness Kit at healthylooking.com. That's healthylooking.com.
You're not supposed to feel like when you're putting up a lunch, you're not supposed to. Well, at any time, we're not supposed to.
Hi, Dave Michaels here. For generations in the poorhouse, but not anymore. I found a way out, and on the way, I proved a few things. People who don't have enough money to enjoy life don't want to be like that. They don't want to live that way. We just never had anyone to show us how to stop thinking like a poor person. Stop slaving away for a paycheck and take control of your own life. Become your own boss. We don't have to be poor. Get out of debt, repair your credit, plan for your future. It doesn't matter what age you are. I'm teaching my daughter to build her own business. She just bought a car for her mom, and she's only getting the poorhouse in Virginia. Thank you for listening and have a fantastic day. Are you tired of being poor? See what Dave Michaels did. Change your life for the better and help a lot of people along the way. Check out criticalhealthnews.com for a really good business opportunity. You don't have to be poor. Join our business team and let us show you our path to independence and well-being. New at criticalhealthnews.com. That's criticalhealthnews.com.
Tired of overpaying for your cell phone bill? Switch to Consumer Cellular and save up to half on your wireless plan. Their award-winning 100% US-based customer support team makes switching easy. Plus, you can keep your phone and number with no contract or activation fees. They offer unlimited talk and text with a flexible data plan starting at just $20 a month. You can easily add your family and friends to your plan for just $16 a month for life. Never worry about drop calls. Consumer Cellular has the exact same coverage as the major carriers to over 99% of the nation. This is all backed by their 100% risk-free guarantee. Join the millions of others who have switched. Go to consumercellular.com/radio25 and for a limited time, get $25 off when you use promo code radio25. That's consumercellular.com/radio25. Promo code radio25.
And welcome back to Coast to Coast. We're going with you. Then David Center with us. We're going to take 5 next hour with that. So get ready to put your space weather hat on. Then, do you see anything out there that could be dangerous or concerning to all of us?
Yeah, sure. Quick, you mentioned a couple of times that earth-changing magnetic fields. This is something that does not happen very often on this planet, and some of the things that I've already mentioned, the increased radiation from space actually being able to get down into the Earth system, it's going to cause not just a worse climate, not just more effects on people's bodies, but this can affect everything down to earthquakes and volcanoes. It can affect people's DNA. It's a pretty significant event that happens on our planet only, every several thousand years or so. And unfortunately, even with everything else we have going on in the world, it's just one more thing to put on the list of potential concerns for the near-term future.
And what about concerns for animals? What could happen to them?
So they are as vulnerable as we are in a lot of ways. The fact that humans are dependent on electricity in a large part of the world is a negative for us. But we also have our intelligence and our ability to consume and understand information. From the animal perspective, Obviously, more extreme climate shifts are not good for them. More radiation is not good for them. But perhaps most importantly, it's not just birds that use Earth's magnetic field. There's many mammals that use Earth's magnetic field. There's many marine creatures or creatures that live in the water that use Earth's magnetic field for everything from navigation to finding food to finding their breeding grounds to even subtle signals for things that are vital to their lives. And so when we have such an enormous part of the food chain, so to speak, that is dependent on Earth's magnetic field in order for their life processes, this is something that can have cascading effects across the entire food chain. That can happen if even one link in the chain starts to have a problem. But we're seeing that this is several links.
I'm right here. I wanted to know more about semen retention. It was interesting because it's not something that's really discussed. It seems like it is part of the religious traditions of Tantra Taoism and Kundalini Yoga. Some proponents claim it lead to increased energy, focus, and motivation, as well as better physical and mental health. Others claim that semen retention can improve sexual performance, increase libido, and even lead to more intense and prolonged orgasms. Some people practice semen retention as a form of self-discipline or as a way to enhance their spiritual or emotional growth. There are some potential risks associated with long-term semen retention, including prostate problems, testicular pain, and psychological issues such as anxiety and depression. Some men who practice semen retention may also experience wet dreams or nocturnal emissions in which semen is involuntarily released during sleep. There's limited scientific research on the benefits and risks of semen retention, and much of the information available is based on anecdotal evidence or traditional beliefs. And I mean, it lists quite a few others, but I would say that this is a key one. We haven't studied it enough, and it would be something that I feel like as a society, we need to mature and start to have these conversations. Not men so much as people. There are a lot of things that are not known about the female body that we need to study as human beings. Here's an example without getting too too detailed, but female ejaculate is not really known what it is. It is a combination of things, perhaps, but it's not known because it's never been really studied in an academic forum because people are too embarrassed of it. These are the kind of studies I feel like we should at least start to research because perhaps there are benefits to these things, but we can't study them because we're just too immature as a society. And really, I just want to thank you again, Fred DiBiase. You've got a great space here, and thank you for all for being here.
Is there anything people can do? I mean, what can we do to avoid problems?
Well, there's not a lot that can be done other than being aware that this is the path that the Earth is going on right now. It has appeared from some of the evidence that is locked in rock and sediment from past times that this has happened, that humans today have never seen the kind of volcanoes and earthquakes and mega tsunamis.
Honestly, it's a unique liquid, and I mean, really, it's not even known. I mean, particularly the glands need to be studied more than anything. But frankly, it's really difficult to study on a living being because in order to get someone to that point, they basically have to be orgasming and to the point where they're squirting orgasming. And all women can achieve this. They don't all do it every single time. It just depends on the woman and it depends on their mood and the different types of orgasms that she's having. But really, at the end of the day, we need a good test of studying female ejaculate and see what it is under a microscope. Too often is it called female cum, and I think that is offensive to women because it's not cum, it's not spermatozoa, it is their own liquid. I call it SOP, S-O-P. It's like cum, but it's SOP. It's female ejaculate. It's not cum. And when I've been with lovers, when we talk about it, I just refer to it as SOP. Sure.
There is between what we are seeing in the natural world and what I read in that book. And it's not just in terms of what they say to expect with the sun and the earth and the weather and the earthquake. you look at the way people will begin to act.
It doesn't have a name. Let's name it. What would you like to name it?
Parts of themselves that made them an honorable and
I can define terms in any way in which I'd like, just so that people are aware what they're. Call it whatever you want. Call it Planet X, call it Project X, whatever female ejaculate you want to call it whatever you want. Just don't call it cum, because that confuses things with what men have. Men have ejaculate, yes, but it's spermatozoa, and we understand that much better than we understand female ejaculate. So I'm saying if women want to come together and come up with a name, absolutely, I'm behind it. I'm saying we need a name, call it female ejaculate, call it whatever you want. What's my right to be able to call it that? It's a hilarious name, just like cum is a hilarious name. It's short, it's sweet. I give it that name, but give it whatever name you want, and I'll call it by whatever you want.
I think we take a lot of things for granted too, but we put a switch, electricity sometimes. We turn on our furnace, our natural gas furnace, we heat us in the winter time. It always seems to be there. What happens the one day when it's not there?
That's an excellent question. And essentially, it's the kind of thing where you have to, it takes a lot of imagination to think about what happens in the winter time when you don't have heat. What happens when stores can't refrigerate food?
As we're on the topic of the genders, one thing I'd also like to perhaps get some support for is the fact that, at least currently on the social media platforms, they discriminate between men and women de facto on their face based on nipples. And I don't think that it's right that a man can be at the beach and have a picture of him on Instagram, and a woman, if she did the same thing, will get her account taken down. It precludes her ability to provide for herself.
And, it might be even more than that. And unfortunately, this is taken for granted.
Yes, a man's account will not be taken down, but a woman's account will be suspended if they show nipples. It's about skin. I do every single day. I'm shirtless on it, and I talk about it. I'm an advocate of the Free the Areola movement. I don't think that you should be taken down for breastfeeding. Well, I mean, it's a subset of nudism. I don't think there's anything wrong about being nude. So I don't think that we should let clothing get in the way. I understand, but you have to understand that these are technology companies that have stockholders, and they are on their face discriminating against their users, and they're going to get sued over it, or they're going to have to change their policies. And if anything, Facebook has already been told by an advisory council that they need to change that policy, and we've also seen that policy change that if you are breastfeeding or for like educational purposes, you can show a nipple. So that is changing. So I would say you will see that in the future, but I really think that women need to band together and say there's nothing that we are doing wrong if we want to show our nipples, and most of all, we shouldn't be punished for it when men are not. We're being discriminated against.
The worst case scenario is one day the sun takes our power, one day it's there, and one day none of the switches work. Which they were true, there won't be any food at the store, no gas in the vehicle, no phone, no internet. It's very possible, especially since the satellite will be greatly affected by any kind of a solar storm. The changes to the magnetic field in general, plus whatever changes the solar storm is imparting, they're going to make GPS virtually unusable.
That's a personal issue that you have with nudity. If you see people in National Geographic being naked, there's no issue with that. If you see people in the nude. Okay, so let me ask, this becomes a good question for people who think that it's okay to be clothed or that think we should have a line. We videotape or take pictures of children in baths and things up to a certain age. What is the age we cannot do that anymore?
As perhaps people like you or I would know. I can remember being in Washington, D.C. several years ago, and several of the best scientists in the field have basically said, we're not ready for any kind of attack, whether it's an EMP, whether it's hacking, or whether it's a solar storm.
I understand. According to that logic, you shouldn't take any pictures of children under age 18 because it can tempt predators. The reverse of that thought is don't sexualize it and just make it, it's just normalize it.
It is moving at a terrifyingly slow bureaucratic level. And, one wonders if we're just going to take too long and something's going to happen before we have the chance to really harden our society against these risks.
And do some of these changes explain why so many people are acting blacked out and weird?
Yeah, certainly. It's not just that, as we were discussing before, there's a direct radiation impact. It's not just, as we were discussing before, that greater weather swings have an effect on the psyche. In concert with these natural things that are happening,
That's a good point.
the world is becoming a very different place than even I remember. I'm only 38 years old, and I look back to what the world was like when I was a kid, and I don't recognize it anymore. Whether it's the blatant use of media, social media, to affect people's minds, whether it's what I can honestly call, if I'm being kind, the degeneracy of the population. If I'm not being so kind, it kind of seems like moral, honor, loyalty, and ethics are being replaced by that degeneracy, and in some cases, what looks like almost Satanism if you watch things like the Grammys or the Super Bowl halftime show, things like that. And so from literally every angle, from what we consume as media, to what the weather is doing, to the subtle ways we can't see how space radiation is actually coming down and more greatly affecting people. It's like we're getting hit in our psyche from every angle and every way that could possibly affect our emotions, our decision making, our demeanor.
And some people can't take it.
No, a lot of people can't take it. We're seeing hospitalized with depression on the rise. We're seeing anxiety on the rise. We're seeing suicide on the rise. And what's harder to see statistically is the subtle emotional instability that is creeping into everyone's lives when it doesn't result in suicide, when it doesn't result in having to be hospitalized due to anxiety or depression, when it just more affects how well one can do their job, when it affects how a husband and wife can live together and raise their children, when it affects how children are handling the stresses of growing up. Growing pains are now, much more challenging, and there aren't necessarily the support structures there that there were in the past. And that includes from everything from emotional test.
And we're going to take a quick break and come back and take phone calls with you next. Ben Davidson with us. Website link up at coasttocoastam.com. Don't forget YouTube in the search bar. It's free to sign up to subscribe. Just type in Suspicious Observers and his YouTube channel pops up. But we'll be back with your calls. The lines are now on. Coast Insiders, the new version of the Coast to Coast AM app is now available for iPhone and now Android 4.0 and above. Listen live or on demand anywhere, anytime. Go to coasttocoastam.com and download it today. still under warranty? No, not anymore. My mechanic just accepted an extended service plan from Ox Car Care. Ox Car Care? Yeah, Ox will cover repair bills if anything happens to the car. Brakes, transmission, AC, or engine problems. Plus, Ox Car Care offers free oil changes, tire rotation, and roadside assistance. Wait, you pay nothing on repairs. Ox gets it fixed. Free oil changes, free tire rotation, and free roadside assistance? Yeah, you don't pay. Ox pays. Ox even has a 30-day money-back guarantee and if they frustrated on the BBB, they handle their claims from start to finish. Unlike those other warranty companies, the last thing I need is an unexpected car repair bill. I'm calling Ox Car Care now. Call Ox Car Care for your free quote, 800-301-4089. Ask about senior and military discounts. Ox covers commercial car owners too. Don't get stuck with a major car repair bill. Call Ox Car Care, 800-301-4089. 800-301-4089. I love working on my cars. But I wish I had more space for my shop. Give General Seal a call. In business for over 30 years and with over 5,000 five-star customer reviews. General Seal can help with projects ranging from RV storage and garages to churches, workshops, and even major construction for Fortune 500 companies. And all General Seal custom buildings are backed by our 50-year warranty. But that's got to cost a fortune. Actually, General Seal buildings are more affordable than other building options. And thanks to our highly efficient construction, you can go from dreaming it to enjoying it in no time. I need to give the General a call. How do I get more information? Call 866-96-SEAL or visit mygeneralseal.com to find out what General Seal can do for your home or business. That's 866-96-SEAL. Our team will answer your questions and offer you a customized book. Just call 866-967-8335 now or mygeneralseal.com. AM AM 640, more stimulating talk. AM 640. If you didn't like that opinion, keep listening. We've got a few more.
Los Angeles, Orange County, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. All clear. I'm Amy King in the KFI 24-hour newsroom. People have been allowed to go back into the Hall of Justice in downtown LA after a suspicious package was found on a bus bench near the entrance. Someone reported the device around 12:30 this afternoon. Officials say it had 7 black cylinders connected by wires in a honeycomb shape. K-19 was called in, followed by an arson unit. About 2 hours later, it was determined the device was actually a set of colored lights used at dance parties. The Hall of Justice is the headquarters for the LA County Sheriff and DA. Neighbors of the bishop killed in Hacienda Heights say they knew something was wrong and they didn't see signs that they. After Tejeda says he's lived across the street from O'Connell for 22 years and was worried when he didn't see him Saturday.
On his yard, when our yard or watering around 7 in the morning. He usually about that time opens up his blinds, lets the sun in, walks his dog.
Tejeda says the bishop was a soft-spoken man whom he talked to almost every morning. Says he's very sad because O'Connell was the light of the neighborhood and saw the good in everyone. Students could transfer to UCLA more easily if Governor Newsom's budget.
These women will be seen as so dumb by women in the future.
Let any community college student with a certain GPA and completed credits be admitted. The university should lose up to $20 million in funding if the school decides against admitting more transfer students. The state's legislative analyst office says the proposal violates the basic tenet of fairness by possibly punishing one candidate when others do not face repercussions. The legislature must pass the budget by June 15th. Disney issued a safety warning for people who ride Guardians of the Galaxy at Disney California Adventure. The warning came because of a TikTok trend that encourages riders not to secure their seatbelts correctly on the drop ride. Disney officials say they've had multiple incidents of unsafe behavior and will ask anyone not using the seatbelts the right way to leave the park. Southland weather from KFI, sunny and windy tomorrow. Gusts at 45 to 55 miles per hour with highs in the 40s and 50s. Chance of rain tomorrow afternoon and evening, then rain likely Thursday through snow above the 1,500 to 2,000 foot level. Get a break on Sunday, but another storm's rolling in Monday night and Tuesday. It's 51 in Dana Point, 52 Long Beach, 48 in Ladera Ranch, 50 in Baldwin Park. We lead local in the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Amy King.
In Lakeview Terrace, there is a book zone. from the 210 westbound from Wheatley to Paxton Street. Southwest has a 2 lane shut down for road work until 6. Sun Valley, the exit 2. Earlier traffic on 5 southbound at Hollywood Way has been cleared from lanes. The drive is up to 4 speeds in that area. For Roundup, there is a work zone resulting in 15 southbound from Hidden Valley Parkway all the way to the 91. 2 left lanes to just after road work until 5. You're seeing delays in that area. Stay by the sky. Let's get you there faster. Right there.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else. Our reach gives you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. From your cell dial, pound 250 and say keyword great results. Pound 250 and say great results. This year is the year to learn a new language with Rosetta Stone. No matter what's inspiring you to learn a language, travel, work, family, or just for fun, the Rosetta Stone app makes it easy to get
How about that other girl? She'd just be seen as some fucking Berkeley little bitch who I fucking steamroll if I need to. Yeah. What do you call it? Berkeley bitch. Are you a liberal cunt? I'm socialist. I'm more liberal than that bitch. I'm like decades ahead. She's over here like, it's like, dude, I'm trying to give you more fucking rights as a person.
Great improvements, and today 99% of the issues are non-existent. It's amazing stuff. And Bailey has been 12 weeks old. He's been a Dynamite dog, and he has
Is she liberal or is she
food
conservative?
today. He won't eat his food without Dynamite.
I guess she's conservative. Maybe, yeah. Well, why would you say liberal?
Dynamite is the best thing you can do for your dog. Your dog will be. I get my Dynamite from DINOVICE.com.
Because I never hear conservative. I mean, I guess like with some bitches, but like it's not like. Why? I don't know. There aren't that many super conservative women. But there are. Gee, why?
It's the perfect time for that new green kitchen because the kitchen store is having a big fall sale. Find the best place for kitchen cabinets in all of SoCal and the big fall sale by dialing 310 Kitchen, 310 Kitchen, and on the web at 310kitchen.com. I'm attorney Darren Capano, founder of 1-800-NO-COP, reminding you to exercise your life and just shut up. It doesn't make you look guilty, it makes you look smart. 1-800-NO-COP, because no one looks your hands up. Let's get into that sort of thing. 1-800-NO-COP. California just made solar more expensive, but you can lock in today's great rates at sunluck.com.
I'm still trying to think why I call it liberal. Because I'm not used to being that far fucking. So it's like a snake sucking its own dick. It's different. Dude, I swear to fucking God. This thing takes so long. Are they gonna fucking let you speak? No. Yeah, it's fine. All right.
To talk to George Norrie, call the Wild Card line at 818-501-4109. The first time caller line is 818-501-4721. To talk toll free from East of the Rockies, call 800-825-5033. From west of the Rockies, toll free, call 800-618-8255. To reach George via Skype, use Skype name George97313. Send George a text message anytime at 818-298-6521. This is Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie. This hour we'll take your calls with Ben Davidson about earth changes, solar changes as well, solar system changes, you name it, we've got it with your calls on Coast to Coast. Well, this year seems to be off to a turbulent start. Despite the U.S. breaking through the $31 trillion ceiling, there doesn't seem to be many plans to curb spending. So it's times like these that you might want to be diversified. Times like these, you want to have physical gold and silver on hand, and you can buy it at bullionmax.com/post. That's right. Bullion Max will ship the gold and silver fully insured directly to your door. Think about that. Gold and silver, the world's oldest, most proven forms of currency, and it's there for you when inflation soars, when other assets go sideways, and when the lights go out for whatever reason. To get started, go to bullionmax.com/post. Purchase your gold and silver. It'll get you a silver starter kit for 6 ounces of silver. You get a limited vintage Aztec calendar coin tossed in. It's something Bullion Max and I set up for you. Simply go to bullionmax.com/post now. Purchase your silver starter kit. Take that first step to building that emergency reserve of gold and silver. bullionmax.com/post.
Real people, real food.
I had acute eczema. I have tried every cream and ointment that you can imagine. It's pretty miserable. So I started taking Onadora, and at this point, I don't want to ever be without it.
Little dog developed this lymph problem. The chemotherapy lasted for 6 months. He started developing more lymph nodes that were swelled up. So I thought I'd just try carnivore. The lymph nodes started to go down, swelling did. Then I took him into the vet and checked out, and there was no signs at all inside. My cat had issues that developed in his eye, so my veterinarian said, you know what, just go ahead and remove the eye. I heard the carnivore advertising, so I said, you know what, I'm going to order this product. They did all the tests. I kid you not, this chronic saved his eye.
Call 866-836-8735. That's 866-836-8735. Or visit carnivore.com. That's CARNIVORA.com.
Using the word discernment or discern in lieu of discriminate. But you can use both. And depending on how you use it.
And welcome back to Coast, George Dory with you along with Ben Davidson. Ben, when will other scientists jump on board some of the things you said tonight instead of saying, you know what, this is really happening?
And so I think from the
At a large scale, that's a very good question. At a smaller scale, I have noticed a shift already, but it's very slow going. It seems to be happening almost one by one rather than something hits the airwaves and everybody jumps on board with it. It seems to be a slow, progressive awakening to what's happening and the reasons for why things are happening. I'm not sure exactly what it would take. I'm sure if there was a major solar storm tomorrow that took out power to a large portion of the world, that people would wake up. But, I also wonder if maybe there won't be that greater awakening until it's too late and there's not much we could actually do about it.
And what is too late? What is your definition?
When it comes to a point where, despite our scientific and technological prowess as a species, we're not able to adequately prepare everyone for what's coming, both in terms of informing them and actually getting some kind of physical, psychological preparations that can actually help them deal with what's coming. That could be everything from a solar storm actually taking out the power, as we were describing earlier, or it could be something like the magnetic field changes to the point where there's so much radiation coming in that we as a species just lose ourselves entirely.
How long do you think some people can go then today without their cell phone?
There are some people who seem like they can't go 10 minutes without their cell phone.
Right.
I think that if that technology is lost, within about a day or two, people would really start to find themselves in a precarious position.
They'd be lost, wouldn't it?
They truly would be.
Can you imagine? No internet, no Instagram, no Facebook, nothing. No social networking for people.
It would present this pretty significant challenge to the way people have become accustomed to living their lives, that's for sure.
Let's go to the phone. Joe, Long Island, New York, gets us started. Hey, Justin, go ahead.
Hi, Dan. Great discussion. And I'd like two questions and then maybe like a comment. The first question would be a lot of your, not a lot, but there's some talk among your colleagues that some of the other objects in the solar system do qualify as planets and should be named as planets. On what basis do they really make that claim? My second question would be about, that controversy. People have said, well, maybe we should look into the depths of the ocean. I don't know how far down you can go to the ocean, depth, like in the Mariana Trench. I think it's just too far down. See what's there before we put more of an investment in the moon. And then I would ask you about the deceptions that you see. You see a lot of that, of the deception of omission in terms of media. Sure, well, I can hit them all pretty quickly and I think pretty proficiently. First off, I will always call Pluto a planet. Pluto is a planet. Don't let anybody ever tell you it's not. The way they define planets are they have a certain size to them. Big enough that over time they have sort of collapsed into a sphere. How well they have cleared their orbit over time. And because there are several things out near Pluto, they say it hasn't really cleared its orbit because of how small it is and other things like that. I think that anything that is big enough to, have that pretty well-defined orbit where it's affecting more things around it gravitationally than things are affecting it, it should be called a planet. And first and foremost, that certainly applies to Pluto. There's also a large object in the asteroid belt called Ceres, and I think that should probably be called a planet as well. In terms of the depth of the ocean, absolutely. We know more about the surface of Mars than we do about the bottom of the ocean. There is an unbelievable, untapped resource of information about our planet, the history of the planet, and potentially the life on this planet as well that we just don't know about. I would agree wholeheartedly that we should be fully understanding the world on which we live before we, go full throttle in trying to outdo those efforts of understanding when it comes to other worlds that we do not live on and probably won't. In terms of the deception of omission in the media, this is one of the reasons why the world is not as aware as it should be. They don't necessarily have to come out and try to say something isn't real or something isn't concerning. They just have to not talk about it at all and throw other things before our eyes. People get distracted, they're misinformed, they're uninformed, perhaps even as to the way of describing it. And this not only goes for what people traditionally think of as the media and the news, but this is in terms of censorship of things on social media as well, and things on the internet. It is really the lack of reporting or the removal of information that is just as damaging as them giving us bad facts. And I think I'd agree with pretty much everything that the caller said there.
All right, let's go to Brian, the state of Washington, on the wild card line. Ready, Brian, go ahead, sir.
Hi, George. Hi, Ben. This is what I got. I was wondering what you thought, Ben. I know you wrote a lot of things on bullshit, and we could tie this into, history of our Mother Earth to, biblical times. And I tried to do research on, say, Moses, the 17th day, the second month, the great deep birth. So whatever year BC that could have been, but the research I could never try to figure out was, say, like the Great Pyramid of Giza, where a lot of people say it was this, until a lot of people talk about erosion, where could have this all happened over time, or did it happen in one flash? And then I'll compare that to, say, the Grand Canyon, where some scientists say, well, this took over millions of years to erode, or it happened in one flash. And I just was wondering your thoughts, that maybe this tying into the Bible of the great birth to water, how they tied in the Bible, the great flood. And I was wondering your thoughts on that. Thank you. Absolutely. Well, I think that both things have truth to them. Certainly, the wind, the water, the geologic shifts of time tick away at great things. But as I mentioned earlier, these long, slow, often peaceful periods are punctuated by great catastrophes. And the fact that they have that evidence of what I mentioned before, the slow geologic and weather processes, are used to essentially explain away everything. When you say millions of years, hundreds of millions of years for this, for that, it basically allows them to explain everything and anything, when in reality, there are much better explanations for some of the more severe aspects, some of the more prominent aspects of both natural features and ancient megaliths that are, especially now that we know more about how cataclysmic some of these past events were, they're just more easily explained by both major events, like what you were describing with the great bursts of water, the water just from below coming forth, as they are by just saying, hundreds of millions of years of this or that. It's one of those by omission or deceptions by misinformation, if we were talking about even just a minute before you hopped on. So I would say that where the caller appears to have been going with that, it's something I would agree with. There's a lot of evidence that, whether you're looking at it from a purely scientific standpoint in examining the geologic evidence of these past disasters, or you're looking at the stories from the Bible, and you're taking a purely spiritual aspect, I'll come back to the idea that these are not one or the other anymore. They are coming together and realizing that they're telling the same story, but from a different perspective.
So next, the first time caller, Patrick, the Big Island of Washington. Hello, Patrick, go ahead.
Aloha, George. Aloha, Ben. Hi. First time caller, long time listener. I've got a couple questions. I've been solar weather aware in the 1970s and following all the solar cycles since then, before we had satellite data. And I noticed a couple of anomalies. Specifically, one was this current solar cycle 45, and the lack of coronal holes on the northern and southern hemisphere. I was wondering if Ben could address that. Secondly, when we have an active region that's turning towards Earth and producing various flares, as one of regions, Earth faces the regions, they kind of peter out and they don't pick back up until they're past facing Earth. I was hoping that Ben could also address that as well. Thank you very much.
Go ahead, Ben. See what you do.
Sure. So the lack of coronal holes. This one is we went through the solar system and talking about the changes on the planet, but perhaps the object that is changing the most is the sun. We are noticing a change in the helium chemistry, and we are noticing a change in the magnetic field of the sun. Just like Earth's magnetic field is changing, a lot of the other planets' changes indicate that their magnetic fields are changing. We can do to measure the sun's magnetic field, and we know that they are changing as well. And one of the prominent features of coronal holes is instead of the magnetic field being connected on both sides to the sun, they're actually what they call open flux. So the magnetic field starts at the sun and then it strings all the way out through the solar system, all the way out past Pluto. And we really are starting to notice this change in the coronal holes right about the time that they started to notice the changes in the chemistry and the changes in the magnetic fields overall of the sun. And so what this caller first identified was, what we left out earlier when we were talking about the planet. So when I say we, that would be me. I left that out earlier, my bad. The sun is changing just as much or perhaps more than all of the planets. And the lack of coronal holes, not a complete dearth of them where we don't have any whatsoever, but there's certainly a difference in the way that the features on the sun are presenting themselves to the Earth, to the solar system, to the person observing. And this is precisely one of the things that we've dug deeper to in some of our books on our more in-detail shows. But yes, the sun is absolutely changing in that way. Now, the second question, this is one of the ones where you can observe it, you know for a fact it's happening, but the why is something of a mystery. I only have a couple of hypotheses for why there is what we've come to call the earth-shaking solar quiet. And indeed, it does appear, as we mentioned when we started the show, that Earth has been very lucky. There have been more solar flares, but we haven't had them directly aimed at Earth. We've gone off in a side. Correct. No, exactly right. And what's interesting is they noticed something similar about 400 years ago during what's called the Wander Minimum. And it is since been thought that this is probably the case during a washout period throughout time in the solar history, where every few hundred years the sun basically takes it easy on Earth for a while. And it's very easy to observe, it's not easy to explain. Kind of like how the ancients could predict eclipses, but they thought the sun and moon were living gods that could get angry at them for behavior and things like that. They could observe things and tell what was going on and what was to happen, but the why was elusive. They didn't really understand the mechanism. The thing I have found most interesting is the period that we know about in history when this has happened on the sun. There's one thing that really ties them together, and this is where things can get a little crazy. So, it is thought from ancient Chinese sunspot records that this happened about 800 years ago. And back then, that was right around the time when the worship of the sun globally among some of the more primitive species was starting to pick back up, even while Christianity and other Abrahamic religions were taking hold in the more civilized portions of society. In places like Australia, Africa, South America, there was a resurgence in worship of the sun. And it seems that was a time it got shy. When it happened 400 years ago, and what I mentioned a minute ago as the modern minimum, that was when we went from a geocentric to a heliocentric thinking in science. All of a sudden, the world, almost overnight, in the blink of an eye, stopped thinking of the Earth as the center of the universe and began to fully understand the greatness and the power of the sun. and it got quiet. Here we have it again happening now, and it actually started almost 1 year exactly after the launch of a new satellite called the Solar Dynamics Observatory. This is the beautiful sun images that are all these different colors that we can see. If anybody's seen any images of the sun in the news recently, before that, maybe there were a couple thousand people studying the sun or who really cared about what it was doing. And again, in the blink of an eye, there were billions of people appreciating the sun in a way that it had never been appreciated before. And once again, with that extra focus on the power and the impressiveness of the sun, it seems to be getting shot. Now, as I said, here's where things get a little crazy, because then you have to start asking yourself, okay, well, how could human consciousness begin to affect the sun? And the answer is, of course, that maybe these are just coincidences and we can't affect the sun. But then you also realize that human brain waves are just electromagnetic waves. And, even though it's at a minute scale, we thought we have translates to an electromagnetic wave that is emitted, the people have heard of alpha brain waves, beta brain waves, gamma brain waves. These waves don't stop when they hit our skull. They go out into the world and into the universe, and they affect things in a chain reaction. It's the same idea where with chaos theory, where a butterfly can flap its wings in one part of the world, and it's the difference between rain or sunshine on the other side of the world.
Hold on, we're going to come back and wrap things up with final calls next. Coast Insiders, the new version of the Coast to Coast AM app is now available for iPhone and now Android 4.0 and above. Listen live or on demand, anywhere, anytime. Go to coasttocoastam.com and download it today. Sometimes after the stay sane. I'm saying so that you understand, you stay on top of your own. I feel like people are that line. And that's what I like
I'm Amy King in the KFI 24-hour newsroom. Rain, snow, and unusually cold temperatures are on the way to Southern California. Daytime highs will be just in the 40s and 50s. Rain's expected Thursday through Saturday. Snow levels dropping as low as 1,000 feet. A motorcyclist has been killed and crashed with an SUV on the eastbound 101 freeway in Encino. LA Fire says the motorcyclist was completely beneath the SUV and died at the scene. Preparations are underway for the next phase of repairs to the Queen Mary. Long Beach officials say the goal is to reopen the retired Ocean Liners hotels, restaurants, bars, and some other amenities by this spring. A man from Silicon Valley who bought a vanity plate for his car is selling it for $2 million. The patent attorney says it's cash. So far, not much interest in it, but he says he's hoping someone really rich will come forward to buy it. Southside weather to KFI, mostly sunny, windy tomorrow, highs in the 40s and 50s, winds gusting to 65 miles per hour. Rain likely Thursday through Saturday. It's 50 in Orange, 51 Laguna Beach. We lead local in the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Amy King.
In Lake Area, there is a what's on. This is on the 210 westbound from Brooklyn to the 118. Two left lanes are going to be shut down for road work until 6. That is rock. We have good news. Earlier crash on the 14 northbound at Escondido Canyon has been cleared for lanes. You drive up to full speeds in that area. Corona, there is a work zone. This is on the 15 southbound from Hidden Valley Parkway all the way to the 91. Two left lanes are going to be shut down for road work until 5. KFI, the sky up 50 there faster. Come for advance.
On the podcast, the last Sylvia, last back, coming says his own experiences of astronaut training in Russia. Yes, that's true. And tells the story of the final cosmonaut, a man trapped in space while the nation crumbled to the ground.
His name is Sergei Krishna. He's a Soviet cosmonaut, and he's manning the world's only space station, the pride and joy of the USSR.
Listen to the last Soviet on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcast.
Car prices at an all-time high. Our donors are now getting highest for details. Donate at cardsforkids.org and work hard. park and pick up tomorrow. Land, homes, buildings, or any type of real estate. KFI, AM 640. When you go to get Pedialyte, you can't buy Tito's vodka, a 12-pack of beer, and Pedialyte. Because the guy knows that you're just a rager and you're out of control. So you got to buy binkies and diapers. The Phil Conway Jr. Show. And then you got to slide in the Pedialyte. Live 4 to 7 p.m. on KFI. And on demand anytime on the iHeartRadio app. A minimum of 5 years in a lock-up, secure location where you are guaranteed to be sodomized 19 times a day. That is what should be given to people who vandalize national parks. Okay, maybe we're going to rethink this one. What do you think? Right, George? Bill Vandal. Hey, if you know the name of the guy, why haven't you reported it? Live 6 to 9 a.m. on KFI and on demand anytime on the iHeartRadio app.
It sounds better when you say it. Doesn't it sound better with the nice female voice?
They don't do say the F word about something.
I haven't said that before yesterday. Oh, yeah, I did. I said it a lot.
TRILLIONAIRE, live 9 to 1 p.m. on KFI and on demand anytime on the iHeartRadio app. To talk to George Norris, call the Wildcard line at 818-501-4109. The first-time caller line is 818-501-4721. To talk toll-free to the Rockies, call 800-825-5033. From west of the Rockies, toll-free, call 800-618-8255. To reach George via Skype, use Skype name George 97313. Send George a text message anytime at 818-298-6521. This is Coast to Coast AM with George Norris.
And we'll be back with final calls with Ben Davidson as we talk about space weather news in just a moment. Next hour, Erica Gabriel joins us, a professional spiritual medium, talking about the other side in our phone call section with her. She raised an ingredients. We'll tell you what to expect later on in the program. Have you signed up yet to become a Coast Insider? The world's greatest deal, 15 cents a day.
I'm a Coast Insider because now I have 24/7 access to the best show ever, Coast to Coast AM.
Hi, it's Teresa. I love being an insider because the shows I listen to, I always appreciate the diversity of thoughtful insights it brings me on a variety of topics at Coast to Coast. The show has challenged me to think deeper and to broaden my horizon.
Indeed. Give it a try. A couple ways to sign up to become a Coast Insider. CoastToCoastAM.com at the top of the homepage. You can fill out the information that way or download our free app right to your phone. And on the app, click profiles and subscriptions. Sign up that way. Also available worldwide. Or if you live in Canada, you can become an insider as well. And here's something for you to calm your nerves. Increase your energy and stamina while enhancing your mental clarity, focus, and memory. Start your day with Elevate to improve your mood and alleviate stress. Then wind down at night with Accelerate for mental and physical relaxation while naturally cleansing and detoxifying, promoting healthy weight loss. Accelerate and Elevate. George's Power Pack. I actually started not long ago, and I just blown away from what it's done for me with energy, with focus, and clarity, and it's unnatural, that is amazing, and I'm losing inches off my waist. I was feeling an underlying exhaustion that I could not shake. These are the gifts. My mood has been incredible, and I absolutely love these. Well, I get up at 5:30 in the morning. I have a lot of kids. I would take it in. It would last until I took the accelerate. So before I started taking the elevate and the accelerate, I would typically experience some kind of anxiety or mood swings. Since taking the product, I haven't taken any over-the-counter medication for prescription. Just generally have your prescription.
I probably had an anxiety or panic attack every 4 or 5 days, and I have not had one suppressive thought. I have not been anxious. I have not been hearing. First time I took this pill, I didn't know what to do with myself. It just felt good, clear-headed. I felt focused. And there was like a drive inside me all of a sudden. I was just excited. I was like, is this for real?
Definitely know that the elevate not only gives you energy, not only gives you the body that needs your body, but it helps me with my mood. And you know what? I think my husband
George's Power Pack. Order now and receive free gift Be Slim refreshing weight loss tablet. Accelerate, elevate, and be slim. Order now at healthylooking.com or 800-394-9930. Don't forget promo code George for free shipping. That's 800-394-9930 or healthylooking.com. Big Tech is under fire with the Supreme Court now. They're supposed to be neutral, but now a new book by Congressman Ken Buck blows the lid off their censorship. It's called Crush, Big Tech's War on Free Speech. In Crush, Congressman Buck shows how they suppress the truth on various issues. Crush shows how they use monopolies to hook consumers. Big Tech controls the information flow, but they also ignore your right to free speech. If you're tired of the bias, things like that. First, you can get $10 book Crush. And all this week, watch Rob Schmidt's show on Newsmax. If you're not Rob talks to $10 about Crush, then it's revelation. And find out how you can do this to protect yourself. Watch Rob Schmidt tonight on Newsmax. Also, don't forget your website, newsmax.com. Newsmax is great to watch. Give it a try. If for some reason your cable operator doesn't carry Newsmax, give them a call and demand. Newsmax TV and watch the Crush.
Tired of overpaying for your cell phone bill? Switch to Consumer Cellular and save up to half on your wireless plan. Their award-winning 100% US-based customer support team makes switching easy. Plus, you can keep your phone and number with no contract or activation fees. They offer unlimited talk and text with a flexible data plan starting at just $20 a month. You can easily add your family and friends to your plan for just $15 a month per line. Never worry about dropped calls. Consumer Cellular has the exact same coverage as the major carriers to over 99% of the nation. This is all backed by their 100% risk-free guarantee. Join the millions of others who have switched. Go to consumercellular.com/radio25 and for a limited time, get $25 off when you use promo code radio25. That's consumercellular.com/radio25. Promo code radio25.
And welcome back, George Story back with Ben Davidson as we talk about climate change and space news. Ben, if the polar shifts change, would birds drop from the sky?
In certain circumstances, yes, they absolutely could. On a much larger scale, they will just find it much more challenging to make their seasonal migrations, which, of course, for a lot of bird species are pretty pivotal to their existence and their continuing to live. And this is what we were talking about earlier with the food chain. It's not just them, but people don't realize that insects, plants, the seeds from plants, marine creatures in the ocean, and even several mammals, they're all going to have issues like this when it comes to Earth's magnetic field changing and the magnetic pole shift.
What would happen to our compass?
Well, it depends, depending on what part of the world you're living in now, there are already some places where you can see a change in the compass. If you've been tracking your compass every day for several years or a couple decades in parts of Europe, you would notice a change. However, here in the United States, you're probably not going to notice too much. The direction that the magnetic North Pole is changing, it's moving directly away from us. So it's moving through the Arctic Ocean towards Siberia. And so if the thing that is making your compass point is 10 feet away from you, directly in front of you, or 1,000 miles away from you, but still directly in front of you, the compass is going to point in the same direction, and you won't have any idea that the pole is actually moving, because it only tells you one vector. It doesn't tell you how far away it is, it doesn't tell you how fast it's moving. It only tells you the direction in which it's going. So here in the United States, in Canada, basically in this part of the world, it looks like the pole is staying pretty much in the same position, but it's actually moving quite a bit.
All right.
Let's go back to the phone. Let's go to the Rockies. Jesse's with us in Durango, Colorado. Hey, Jesse, go ahead.
Hi, thank you for taking my call. Regarding the ships and stuff in which we're talking about, I looked on project, there's mostly complex, that 1947, there was a global project that was working on the pole ship, and it was at that point in time maybe moving an inch to a year. They figured by the time everything was said and done, the new equator was going to be between Alaska and Russia. And it's been under getting worse by the year. Now that we're set up with the North Pole now over the Four Corners area, Polaris, Big Dipper, Cassiopeia, they haven't ever come out of the, when I was growing up in Canada, they hadn't ever come out of northern Canada.
You following that then?
Yeah, I am following that a bit. The changes in the magnetic field and the changes in the actual orientation of Earth, this is one of the more controversial topics, but it's also one of the more important ones. One of the hardest things for people to understand and hardest things for people to hear is when this thing gets to completion, the equator is not going to be where it is now. In fact, virtually nowhere on Earth will be where it is now. I'm not necessarily familiar with the project she was describing in the 40s, but there's another project that was going on in the 40s called Project Nanook in the Arctic, led by Major Maynard E. White. And thankfully for all of us, he did something that was a little bit illegal. He kept some of the documents that were supposed to be classified.
Another one, huh?
Yeah, not only from his expedition, but from the Pentagon meetings and the meetings with the Rand Corporation, where they were actually doing models of this. And the scariest short version of this is that when they started digging down into the Arctic, they found that there were alternating layers of tropical fossils, polar fossils, tropical fossils, polar fossils, separated by only about 10 to 12,000 years each, meaning that every 10,000 to 12,000 years, that area they were studying at the Arctic was at the equator. And then it went back to being at the polar region, and then it was in the tropics near the equator, and then it went back to the polar region. And there are several other instances of this kind of evidence around the world. But essentially what it means is, because those times line up with the times in the history when Earth's magnetic field changed like it is beginning to change now, it really implies that something as bad or even worse than what most people know as Earth crust displacement theory is going to take place very, very rapidly, and it's going to change the face of the world as we know it.
Next up, Walter's with us in Pennsylvania. Walt, go ahead.
Hi, George. It's talking to Ben. He said he's only 38 years old. He's like talking to our son, George. He was only born in 1984. I think I'm shoes older than he is.
And you still wear them, Walter.
Yeah. George, I would say to Ben, perhaps what we need is a neutralization of the global power and communications grid, because, George, that would preclude our destroying ourselves with thermonuclear weapons. They wouldn't be able to launch. Tom, maybe, it's reminiscent of the classic 51 science fiction movie, The Day the Earth Stood Still. So, maybe that's what we need, George. George, we're in a sad state of affairs, George, in this world. As you remember the Cuban Missile Crisis, and I was calm. I mean, I'm much more frightened now. And of course, in 1962, I was only 11 years old.
And diplomacy in 62. We don't have that today.
That's right, George. George, in closing, I would just like to say that Ben, I'm not saying that he's an evolution denier. I don't think he is. But, even without the prodigious fossil evidence and even without the evidence of global evolution, we don't have to look down in the Grand Canyon to ascertain that evolution really happened, George. As I've often said, ontogeny recapitulates phylogeny, George. We literally evolve in the womb. The spermatozoa and the ova are the human bugs from which we evolve in the womb, George. The DNA molecule remembers evolution, George, literally.
All right, Walter, thank you for that. Ben, you want to comment on any of that?
Sure thing. Both the evolution and something else are real. There's evidence of massive jumps and massive changes. The DNA and species that can't be explained by evolution, but you can't deny evolution exists. For those who believe in a God, I would say, what kind of fantastic, magnificent engineer would create a world where they had to then tinker with every atom and everything? Would they not just set processes in motion so that they would evolve and change over time? And so in this way, both can coexist. In terms of the first thing he said, boy, I thought I was going to get controversial with the Earth crust displacement theory. In the old movie he referenced, Earth was going to be destroyed, and all humans were going to be destroyed, and we were safe, but we had to pay a terrible price for it. And unfortunately, losing the global power grid, we've spent a good portion of the last 100 or so minutes talking about how terrible a price we will pay to lose these critical systems that allow us to live. But what happens if we don't lose them? Do we enter nuclear war? Do we continue becoming a more and more degenerate society? Do we continue to have more and more opportunistic taking advantage of our children? Do we continue to become more divided as a people? Have we reached the point of no return? And is the only way to get back to what we are meant to be, to wipe a lot off the table and start anew and pay that terrible price so that we don't pay the ultimate price due to ourselves? And I can't sit here and
then I think, if I recall correctly, yeah, sure, it's like,
one way or another where I fall, I probably wouldn't want to be the one to have to make that decision
oh,
for the
this one
entire
is never
world.
going.
Big question I have.
Do you like that part of it?
I have to recognize that it might be something that's necessary in order for us not to be completely annihilated.
Let's go to Sean in Stockton, California. Welcome to the program. Sean, go ahead.
Yes, good evening, gentlemen. I'd like to get back to the Earth's core, and the oceans have this circulation that sends the waters throughout the globe. And I was curious if the core does dioxide, and does the molten metal in the core require oxygen to heat, and where does the oxygen come from? Thank you. It really doesn't require oxygen to be heated. Simple structure and friction can cause heat without the presence of oxygen. It's a little different from creating fire and things like that. What happens deep down below will inevitably affect everything above it, whether that's over the short term or the long term, subtly or in fantastic ways. What we do know is that there is something changing in our planet, and it is moving from the core all the way out to the surface here and the top of the atmosphere. And we know from the evidence that this has happened before, and we know that the results are pretty devastating, at least here for the living creatures on the planet. And so, a lot of those questions are fantastic questions. They come from a really intelligent place, but again, we know more about the surface of Mars than we do about the bottom of the ocean. We know even less about what's going on at the core. We do a lot of testing as scientists. What we do know is that the evidence we have here today suggests that what's happening today has happened before. It doesn't happen very often, but when it does, it is absolutely catastrophic to the surface where we live, where the animals live. And that might be as much as we know this cycle before we have to try it all again.
On the Petaluma, California, Tom, thanks for holding. Go ahead.
And thank you for taking my call. It is so. I'm supposed to be on your Twitter feed for the news tonight. You need to turn scientists just published a blog on how to pay for the power grid. What are we doing? And I thought you might have an interest in that. I will do that. I'll look that up. There's two other things. So I was wondering, how could you tell the difference between natural electricity from the sun or the spring or the sun or the earth, or weather? That's one question. The other one was the morality question, the ethics in our country. As you know, where is it? The mayor in Palestine, Ohio, is having a problem there with monochloride, and it seems that some of the rail metal and the levels were reduced. The railroads, some of the chemical levels were reduced for what allowed to be exposed to, and they were upset about that. But there's also the posted in the news because in the posting, the CDC is taking open comments from the public since May about monochloride. And I thought it was important because she tried to do a news thing today. I hear poo about it, and that's no news yet. So I thought, what's that for?
Okay, let's get some thoughts before we're out of time here, Ben. Thoughts on weather weapons. What do you think of that?
So it's certainly on the government's wish list, that's for sure. This is one of those topics where the truth is found somewhere in between what they would like us to believe on CNN and the more extreme theories that you can find on the internet. The math and the science don't add up to some of the more grandiose claims of what they're able to do on the weather. They're able to tinker with it. But essentially, more energy unleashed in one mild thunderstorm than we really have the power to inject if we basically use all of Earth's electricity generation aimed at one storm. And so we can also look into the past and see that what's happening right now is not unprecedented. It's not unexpected given what's happening on the sun and what's happening on the Earth. And so essentially, over time, ants can make an ant hill. They can build giant things underground, but can they move a mountain in a day? The answer is no. And one of the things that is the deception of omission or the deception of misdirection, which we also talked about earlier today, is making us believe that it's anything other than what's happening.
Good point. Ben, come back again. Let's not let 4 years go by. Up next, Eric and Gabriel joins us as we talk about messages from the other side.
Now you can get show updates and connect with other Coast fans when you join the Coast to Coast AM Facebook page. Just go to facebook.com/Coast to Coast AM and click the like button. If you've been thinking of selling your home, the real estate market is changing. But before you call an agent, call Seller's Advantage. Seller's Advantage is focused on the seller's needs. They'll make you a competitive cash offer and they can close in days. No agents, no commissions. Getting your home ready to list can be expensive and complicated, and you may not want people coming in and out of your house. Oh, that's true. Seller's Advantage makes the selling process easy so that the seller walks away happy. They may even offer a $10,000 advance to help with moving expenses. Get a no-obligation offer at 888-302-AS-IS, 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 sellersadvantage.com. Sellersadvantage will buy your home, make it easy, so that you don't worry, feel happy with Sellersadvantage. PRE number 019616558.
Honey, is our car still under warranty?
No, not anymore.
My sister just got an extended service plan from ROTHSCHILD. Yeah, Ox will cover our repair bills if anything happens to our car, new brakes, a transmission, AC, or engine problems. Plus, Ox Car Care offers free oil changes, tire rotation, and roadside assistance.
Wait a minute, we pay nothing on the repairs. Ox gets it fixed for us. Free oil changes, free tire rotation, and free roadside assistance. What's the number?
800-301-4089. Ox has a 30-day money-back guarantee and an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. They handle their claims from start to finish, unlike other warranty companies. We should call now. 800-301-4089.
The last thing we need is an unexpected car repair bill. I'm calling Ox Car Care now. Call Ox Car Care for your free quote. 800-301-4089. Ask about senior or military discounts. Ox covers commercial car owners too. Don't get stuck with a major car repair bill. Call Ox Car Care. 800-301-4089. Portions of the following program will be recorded. I don't know what you're thinking, and I kind of like that. It's your fun.
KFI. Los Angeles, Orange County. Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Killer to learn his fate. I'm Amy King in the KFI 24-hour newsroom. A man convicted of killing rapper Nipsey Hussle is expected to get life in prison when he's sentenced today in LA. The jury in July found Eric Holder Jr. guilty of first-degree murder of the 33-year-old. He was also convicted of 2 counts of attempted voluntary manslaughter. Holder shot the Grammy-nominated hip-hop star in 2019 outside Hustle's clothing store on Slauson Avenue in the Crenshaw district. Hustle and Holder grew up in the same neighborhood. Balloons have been banned in Laguna Beach. The city council passed a rule last night prohibiting the sale, use, and distribution of any type of party balloon in public spaces. It goes into effect next year. Violations can result in fines starting at $100 to $500. New COVID-19 research shows the disease may make your heart skip a beat. Literally. New research out of the University of Columbia shows COVID-19 can damage the heart on the cellular level. Preliminary research looked at the heart tissue from people who had COVID. It found the virus damaged the way the heart cells regulate calcium, an important mineral for how the heart pumps blood, which can lead to lasting problems, including irregular heartbeats and heart failure. The damage isn't necessarily permanent, but more research is needed. Jennifer Jones Lee, KFI News. Rescue efforts are underway in Turkey where another earthquake has killed at least 8 people and hurt hundreds more. This 6.4 quake hit 2 weeks after a massive earthquake killed nearly 45,000 people. Heinz is looking for a man who visited lost at sea and survived on nothing but its ketchup packet. The company says it wants to help the man buy a new boat. Sending a message address into the sea of the internet so people know Elvis Francois. They can DM the company on social
This
media.
motherfucker's named Elvis.
Heinz created the hashtag Find the Ketchup Boat Guy to spread the word.
Dude, they need to put a fucking thing on this. Like a safety seal. Why? Because motherfuckers can go by, be licking my ice cream. Yo, dog. What's the easiest way to gain weight? Oh, what's wrong with this one? Eating ice cream with melted ice cream on it. I got a little bit of that action going now. That Napoleon. Hey, Napoleon. I'll be like, fucking. Really? Just don't see that in the wild, kids. Really? And it's one of those things you got to hunt for it. Sometimes it's just there. Hey. Oh my god, that thing is like a motherfucker. Really? Oh no, that sink is disgusting. What's this shit? Hey, Queef Dog. Hey, Flaming Hot. Oh, baby. The roof. The roof. The roof is on fire. Hey, Mouthface. Remember when you didn't suck? Hey, dude. Mouthface. Hey, Mouthface. Does it like not work? Hey, this is my fucking mouth. Stupid ass. Not this would be one day for whoever it was. It's technically Bruce Springsteen only know what that he's written, but he get Thunder Road as number one. Really? Oh, for sure, dog. I don't know how much longer this phone has, so I gotta end it. Fuck yourself. Hi, baby. I was like, oh, dog. You think this shit is real? Sister with the manager, mister, told me you got what it takes. She said, I'm strong. The chip on the brakes. Let's go call Mozart. Wait.
The audio is better than any smartphone in the world. You can listen to our show just like that. It has more than 30,000 radio stations from all over the United States and the rest of the world for your discovery. You don't have to sign up for an app. There's no microphone involved.
Is it called bookmarks?
On the screen. There's no monthly fee.
It's called profile. Josh, you go like this. Nice. It was a calculator. Oh, baby, how are you? Oh, there you go. It's Chris. How about Terry? That's such a radical.
Also available on Amazon.com for quicker shipping to you. There's a C-Crane as well online. Sign up for C-Crane's newsletter. Be the first to know about exclusive deals.
Josh, look at this, mommy. Oh, fuck!
I have acute eczema. I have tried every cream and ointment that you can imagine. So I
They
started
need to
taking
go on
it
Texas.
carnivore, and at this point, I don't want to ever be without it.
Our little dog developed this one problem. The chemotherapy lasted for 6
Yo,
months.
dog, you're gonna be so sick if you eat a
More,
whole fucking
personal
square of this shit.
So I thought
They're not even like, that's not even like, hey, so what'd you guys do? Oh, we got ice cream. No, we didn't get ice cream. I got ice cream. He ate a gallon, and it wasn't even a circle. It's a square, so it stacks better. You're telling me this motherfucker ate a whole square of fucking ice cream? That's like a gallon. Yeah, and it didn't even warn you. He was like, you want to go out for ice cream? And I was like, oh, yeah. That's the thing my mom does. If it was like a Saturday night and there's nothing to do, my dad would go, we're going to go out for ice cream. They get like an ice cream cone, like normal people. Yeah? Yeah, their kid. Oh, well, we went out for ice cream. I got a square. It's actually a cube. It's not a square, it's a cube. I got like a fucking LSD tab times 1,000 full of ice cream, motherfucker. All right, well, let's see you drop your pants, kid. Calm down, woman.
overcome life's challenges. Their mission is to spiritually empower as many people as possible.
Oh my fucking Christ.
Unlock their own connection to spirit. Erica has performed thousands of live readings. Some of those tonight have appeared in the New York Times, Forbes, Group, Style.
Yo, dog. That was so sick. My friend Yosh is telling me, he was like, oh, dude, Mikey, remember when you were talking about Mikey, I don't know if you remember what you were talking about. Cubes. Your footwork is just
I should say. So from a really young age, I started feeling, seeing, and sensing spirit and things that were there, quote unquote, for most people. So around the age of 7, I moved into a new house with my mom and stepdad. And I started seeing a little boy and feeling him and sensing him around the house, our new house. And my parents kind of started asking around a little bit, didn't really know what to do, and they had found out that a little boy had drowned on the property. Yeah, so from an early age, there was this awareness that there's a whole heck of a lot going on that, we can't necessarily see.
At that age, were you comfortable or were you scared?
Oh my gosh, George, I was so afraid because as a little kid, you didn't know really what was going on, and I thought, I'm just a haunted person. So I think I slept on the floor out of fear until I was like 12 years old. I was afraid of the dark and afraid of being alone. So I was very scared, yeah.
Did you see the little boy?
I did. And my parents still live in that house, and I love that house. It's a great place. It's very warm. I can still sense him even today, many, many years later, when I go into that home.
I was going to say, he's still there.
He is. He absolutely is. And listen, it's not common that a soul or a spirit gets really stuck like that.
Erica, did you ever see a picture of him? I'm wondering if he looked like what you saw.
I haven't, and it's so interesting that you asked that. I've not seen a picture of him, and I haven't further researched him. It's just this energy that I know is there. But I don't know too much about him. That's so interesting that you asked that.
Yeah, how did you begin to develop your mediumship?
Yeah, so I really, from there, went on a wild goose chase, right, through I guess, my 20s, and really started looking into religion, all religions, and all kinds of philosophies to really understand what is this? What is this? And if there was no, there weren't a lot of mediums around or on TV, I had to really figure out what it was. And I still, throughout that time, was having very intense mediumistic experiences, and even delivering messages to people, but they would kind of come at random. Thank you. Thanks for the help, because now I understand more. It was a great moment, and one that I had been waiting for. And I really
Los Angeles, and within 2 weeks, I had people knocking on my door for reading. It was wild. I had to figure out who am I talking to, right? And when I had bumped into a quote haunting, and I really had to work very intensely to have boundaries and to understand exactly who I was talking to, so that I became a really clear medium, and a medium is really someone that people were safe connecting to.
Have you ever been demonically tricked?
Absolutely not, because I have trained myself intensely. Now I'm, well into my career, and I have very specific and very clear boundaries. So if I start to feel negative energy, I have an absolute awareness of what that feels like.
How easy is it for you, Eric, to tap into this mode?
At this point, it's simple. It's something I've been doing for so long. It's not easy kind of in general, but for me, I have a lot of kind of steps that I do to connect in with spirit, and now it's kind of part of me, and it's part of who I am. So I have to be in a comfortable position, a safe place, and I really focus and close the door to spirit. So I'm not the medium that's
Fucking
just
three
running up to
pizza.
someone at a restaurant.
3 meat pizza, fucking cube of ice cream, dog. I know.
And I'm just enjoying my life.
But
then I really focus on opening the door and really getting people's permission, right? So I don't read for people that don't want to be read, and if people don't want to be read, they shouldn't. So if someone really wants a reading, and then I open the door for them, and really just open the door to what is available to them.
Now, when we take calls next hour, people can ask you, obviously, about mediumship and what you do, but you'll also do a reading. And you need their birth date and just a specific.
Yeah, their birthday, their first name, and a specific question. And the reason why a specific question is so important is because, I'm not doing a full 40, 50-minute reading for that person, right? So it's just a moment we get to connect, and I get to go in and connect the spirit for them.
Yoshi, look at this one. And Yoshi's like, oh, this is so sick.
But we only have one question together. Yeah, right. So it's so important to kind of focus the energy on the area that the person wants to focus on. And what's amazing about mediumship is, as I said, I work with angels and spirit guides, and at times the loved ones who cross over come through. So what's amazing about this type of mediumship is that whatever area the person wants to connect on, spirit is there for them and respond. It's not just one part of spirit that I focus on. And that's why I train so hard to really understand and how to get the best information and the clearest information and utilize all of spirit to support people here on Earth.
Erica, what's really the difference between a spirit guide and a spirit who just wants to come to you and give you information?
Yeah, so spirit that comes to you that wants to give you information is usually the person's loved one that has crossed over. And really what's so amazing about loved ones is, when someone comes for a reading, I don't have their loved one with me. They have their loved one with them. And when I open to read for them, their loved one comes through with them, and I'm able to connect with that person, right? Thank goodness I don't carry everyone's loved ones with me around with no
Oh my God, you never get anything done.
It was so good because there was that, understanding that your loved ones are with you. You can begin to connect with your loved ones, your own loved ones, begin to understand any symbols or signs that they give you, and really feel that powerful connection that continues on in spirit. A spirit guide is, I almost say, like, they're like a Sherpa, right? So when you go to hike an amazing mountain, you get someone that's done it before, that's really skilled. And a spirit guide is just like that. They are guides that help us through this life and through this incredible journey of our souls. And everyone has a spirit guide. I've never met someone that didn't have a spirit guide.
Living or dead, in terms of the person who has the spirit
again? I'm sorry, Mike.
Of somebody living or dead who has the spirit guide.
Oh, yes, living. We all have spirit guides, and we can connect with them anytime we want. So you don't need us in our intuition, right? Our voice within us. Our spirit guides can work with us there. And they're not our puppet masters. They're not controlling us. They don't boss us around. They're there when we need them.
Gotcha.
Are you walking?
That was sick.
Where a spirit walks into your body, literally takes it.
I like how it's cold, but it's so cold.
No,
And it's hot.
that is not me at all. And in fact, I'm very in charge of my body. I'm very in charge of kind of who I'm talking to. So I have really, really specific and clear boundaries. And again, that's so I can live a wonderful life. So I work every time I read for someone, my spirit guide is with me. And I'm working with my spirit guide to help me connect with that person's information, loved one, spirit guide, angel. So I am completely protected and safe.
Is there a heaven? Is there a hell?
You know what? This is a tough one. And I've worked really long on this to just really understand the answer, but we actually all go to the same place, which is such a hard thing for so many people to digest because there are so many people that have done horrible things, right? And we all go to the same place. And we all go there and have this thing that I call review. We sit down and we review our life journey, the things we've done in life. You know, our soul, before our soul comes to this earth element, which I call earth classroom, our soul sets out a series of lessons that they want to learn. And so we review how we did on these lessons. And, you know, I also believe that we also review the effect that we've had on others and what that's like and what the things that we've done. For someone that's incredible harm, I don't know that they get to get out of review because they're having to experience what they caused. So is that hell? No. But do they have to feel what they created here on earth? Absolutely.
I was going to say, someone who looks like might be a mass shooter, who killed a handful of people, and then commit suicide.
Yeah.
What happens to that person's soul? Where does it go?
Well, you know, it's an interesting question because, you know, we're talking about someone that has done something horrible, and then we're also talking about suicide. So, again, they still go to the same place. But they're having to review all of the harm and pain they caused, not just the people that they shot, but they have to experience the pain, loss, and sadness of their family members as well. Now, in terms of suicide, that's a really important question because, unfortunately, during this time in our human experience, many people, unfortunately, are committing suicide. I've connected more families with someone who committed suicide in the past 2 years than I have in my entire career. So I just want to say that because anyone listening that, you know, experienced suicide in their family, you know, you're not alone. And I also want to say to people that this life is so important. And it's so important to be here and that your soul is chose to be here and you have a beautiful purpose to shine here on earth. So we wanted to add that as well, but even suicide can go to the same place. The thing I see with suicide is that many of the lessons that we may have not been able to complete while our soul was here in their life on earth, we will have to do again. It's not a punishment, but our soul wants to do them again.
Do we reincarnate?
Absolutely. 100%. And in fact, sometimes, I'm not, you know, specifically a past life regressionist, but sometimes in reading, past lives do show up. And the reason why is because there's something in a past life that is currently affecting the current life. So sometimes we hear things from our past life and we're able to let go of them, let them kind of leave our soul in a way, and then we can move on. So like for example, I read for people with debilitating fears, and it has come up, say they're afraid of someone who's really afraid of crossing bridges, and it's debilitating because there's bridges everywhere. And when guy showed me a past life where she was actually murdered on a bridge and then thrown from the bridge. Yes.
Are hauntings real, and why do they occur if they are?
Yeah, so yes, hauntings are real, and not all hauntings are created equal. So there's many different layers and levels to spirit, and there's many different layers and levels of ghosts. So they're not all the same. So for example, if you go into a place that's many, hundreds of years old, right, there are footprints of energy there. It doesn't mean there's a person stuck there walking around, right? You can walk into a room and feel, wow, this place is cold. Or you can walk in sometimes to a room and feel, oh, this is spooky, right? It's because there's an imprint there of former energy. So that is, in essence, some people think, oh gosh, this is a haunted. And it's really not. It's kind of the energetic imprint of that space.
You left from the building.
No. Yeah, no. And then at times, which is very rare, believe it or not, there are some energies that can quite cross over. But believe me, it's actually more rare than people know.
I remember the movie Cold. Really that original movie.
I've heard of it, but I have not let myself watch it, George, to be honest.
Why not?
You know what? You wouldn't know it, but as Erica, this primo Erica, I'm really a ticket. I'm really scared of scary movies.
Well, in the beginning of the movie, something was happening. The paranormal experience. When the medium was trying to get the spirit to go into the light, to go into the light. And then all of a sudden, the medium changed and said, don't go in the light, don't go in the light. Why would she change that?
Oh my God. You know what? I need to watch that movie. Okay, I have to be very brave and watch that movie.
Yeah.
I don't know why she would have said that. I think, the idea about going to the light is really something that's stuck and they're saying, cross over.
What is the light? What is the light?
Yeah, so when people die, and countless, a million really, I mean, you can Google it to see that when people cross over, they see a bright white light. And it is spirit, it's the other side that they're kind of seeing and recognizing. And that's the light, the white light. It's interesting you ask that. And, there is this incredible, powerful surge of positive energy happening on the planet at all times. Yes, of course, there is a lot of negative energy as well. But even here in life, right, not even talking about the other side, just talking about our life experience, it's important that we continue to go towards the light. What you focus on grows. So if you're constantly focusing on the negative and the darkness, that will grow in your life. So the idea is, not only go towards the light as a soul and a spirit, but go towards the light in your life as a human as well.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I want to talk about this energetic shift going on the planet. Where I feel that something is very weird. People are asking really Erica's website is the name, ericagabriel.com. We've got that coast-to-coast.com. The new version of the Coast to Coast AM app is now available for iPhone and now Android 4.0 and above. Listen live or on demand anywhere, anytime. Go to coasttocoastam.com and download it today.
Dennis in the KFI 24-hour newsroom. It's being called the tightest storm of the winter. It's expected to bring snow to low elevation. Ventura County, the San Fernando Valley, Santa Clarita, and La Crescenta could all get a dump in the snow today. A pair of hikers were rescued from the side of Mount Baldy. The two were left stranded after experiencing failed gear and sliding down the icy mountain. The call 911. The rescue helicopter lifted them out. A 28-year-old man is now in custody accused of sexually assaulting a woman while working as a rideshare driver in the Malibu area. Police are looking for more victims. And the city of Laguna Beach has voted to ban all balloons at city events or on public property. Residents can still use them at their home for personal use. Southbound weather from KFI, mostly clear, still very windy today. Highs reaching the low to mid-50s. Right now it's 50 in Yorba Linda. Costa Mesa has 53. 54 in Whittier and 45 in Moore Park.
How you doing, everyone? I am Rabbi Michael Rothschild. I stream my life all day, every day, and have for more than 666 days. I wanted to talk about blockchain and Satoshi Nakamoto, specifically the fact that he is the first person to implement the first blockchain, yet still to this day we don't know jack squat about him, and I find that very, very suspicious. Not that I'm not all about blockchain, and not that I don't think it's a good thing, and Web3 I think great, but I have a feeling that this is very similar to what has happened with the internet. So essentially,
don't live there. We don't give a shit. How about getting a fair price for your home without any of that hassle? DirectBuyers.com will do exactly that. DirectBuyers.com, a local family-owned business, Janet and Matt, brother and sister. I love the way they do business. Now, there are a lot of schmucks out there in this business. I'm going to suggest you call the DirectBuyers.com. They'll never lowball you. They'll give you an honest, no-obligation offer, even a $15,000 cash advance before closing. Go to DirectBuyers.com.
how the fuck don't we know who this motherfucker is? Everybody knows everyone is on Earth. I just don't believe it. I don't believe it. Somebody's got to be like, oh, I went to school with this motherfucker. Not a picture of him, nothing. This is fake.
Or increase energy without being injured, the perfect workout is for you. The perfect workout method is just 20 minutes, twice a week, with a private personal trainer. Get a safe, effective, and time-efficient workout at any of our 18 locations in the San Diego, OC, and LA areas. Results guaranteed. Call 800-882-2169 for a free no-hard sales intro session. That's 800-882-2169 for the perfect workout.
That's true, and tells the story of the final cosmonaut, a man trapped in space while the nation crumbled to the ground.
His name is Sergei Brin. He was Soviet cosmonaut and the world's only spaceship, the pride and joy of the USSR.
Listen to the last Soviet on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
AM 40. I love those security questions that I'm asked, to determine that I need. What was the name of your first best friend? No friend. What was the name of your first dog? No dog. What's your favorite band? What music is Bill? And I have a hard time filling those out. You tell me why the list of jams on KFI and on the band anytime on the iHeartRadio app. Wednesday. This is Coast to Coast AM with your story. We're going to take your calls next hour with Erica Gabriel. We're going to do them as readings. You will leave your name, which I'll give her, and your birthday, which you'll give to Tom, and then just answer a specific question, if you would. Paranormal Days, by the way, keep rolling along. Sign up if you haven't, and if you're eligible at paranormaldays.com. 998 people to go. They have now 155,000 signed up now. Such a great area to meet somebody, but you know, what happens if you want to meet somebody a bit more mature? Well, we've got to cover there too. You go to paranormaldays.com/seniors. There you can meet people that are 60 plus and think like you. So go out and have some fun. Go to paranormaldays.com. You meet the most fantastic people. Hi, I'm Tom.
Hi, I'm Jennifer. What do you do here?
Yeah, I'm giving someone your
How so?
well, I'm into UFOs, ghosts, aliens, Bigfoot, conspiracy theories, and the paranormal. It's that kind of stuff. Just asking to find anyone who's listening.
Oh, well, nice to meet you, Tom. I gotta go.
Okay. Guess that's not your cup of tea. Are you sure?
Yeah, good luck with that.
This kind of looks like some other newspapers. What is one of you? Have you thought about paranormaldays.com? Oh, what the what? I'm a paranormal matchmaker, and it's paranormaldays.com. It's a website for people looking for people like them. That's your life, remember? I'll give it a try. Well, let's try this again. I'm Tom.
Hey, yeah, your profile on ViralRabbi.com looks very interesting. So you really saw a UFO?
Well, yeah, it was so intense that it got as intense as you.
You're an alien chasing for, but I kind of like it.
Wow, this paranormaldays.com thing really works. Maybe paranormaldays.com. Good for you. People with an interest in things they hear and enjoy yourself find their match daily. So if you're looking for that special stuff with an interest in UFOs, ghosts, aliens, Bigfoot, conspiracy theories, and of course, the paranormal, come to the dating site Inspired by George Norris. It's always free to search, and if you decide to upgrade to our amazing new features, use promo code George for a great discount. Paranormaldays.com. You are not alone. If you're looking for a great investment, look no further than BullionMax.com/post for physical gold and silver. Keep it on hand. It's for a rainy day. That's right. Bullion Max will ship you gold and silver, any denomination you want, fully insured, directly to your door. Think about that. Gold and silver happens to be the world's oldest, most proven forms of currency. And it's there for you when inflation soars, when other assets go sideways, if and when the lights go out, as we talked about last hour. To be started, go to BullionMax.com/post and purchase your silver starter kit. You get 6 ounces of solid silver, including a limited vintage aspect calendar coin, something Bullion Max and I set up this for you. Again, go to BullionMax.com/coach to do that now. Purchase your silver starter kit and make the first step to building an emergency reserve of gold and silver at BullionMax.com/coach.
Tired of overpaying for your cell phone bill? Switch to Consumer Cellular and save up to half on your wireless plan. Their award-winning 100% US-based customer support team makes switching easy. Plus, you can keep your phone and number with no contract or activation fee. They offer unlimited talk and text with a flexible data plan starting at just $20 a month. You can easily add your family expense plan for just $15 a month for life. Never worry about flat calls. Consumer Cellular has the exact same rate as the major carriers for over 99% of the nation. This is all backed by their 100% risk-free guarantee, joining millions of others who have switched. Go to consumercellular.com/radio25 and for a limited time, get $25 off when you use promo code radio25. That's consumercellular.com/radio25. Promo code radio25.
Speech being
Yeah,
And welcome back to Coast. George Dory back with Erica Gabriel. Our website is her name, linked up at coasttocoastam.com. That was my father's name, by the way, Erica Gabriel, and my sister's name, and used it for her last name.
That's amazing. That is amazing. I love that.
It goes like Neil did.
Well, hi, Dad.
There's only two of you ever on the planet.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Talk a little bit about what I'm censored and get your take on it. People are acting strange. They're acting weird. They're acting uptight. They're doing bizarre things. Do you sense that, Erica?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, we are undergoing this huge energetic shift on the planet. I mean, you know, everything that happens energetically also happens physically, right? So we're seeing all kinds of shifts and changes happening on the planet and within people as well.
And is that a good thing or a bad thing?
So it is a wonderful thing, and it also has some negative results, right? So people are uncomfortable with the old patterns, the old paradigms. Everyone wants change, and this is coming out in their own lives, right? We're going, wait a minute, I don't just live to work. I want something else for my life, right? It's coming out in life, it's coming out in the world, right? There's more separation. People are really struggling to connect with others. And so things are shifting and changing. I have also never had more people call me and say, I am having intuition, I'm connecting with angels, or I feel like I'm having all these spiritual experiences happening. So there's many shifts. And it is a good thing. Yet, while we're shifting, there are some negative ramifications, like we're seeing separation, or like people going, oh my gosh, this is awful. I'm so uncomfortable. I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. I know I want to change and shift and change my job or change this and that. I just don't know how. So a lot of people are feeling
Nice tweet. Is that a tweet or a bird? Is that a bird sentiment? Or tweet time USA time? Whatever you want to do, baby. Really? Oh, for sure, baby.
What do you tell the kids?
Yeah. So I tell kids, and my kids in particular, you know, they see things on the news, or my son has such a deep heart for homeless crisis, and I always tell him, you know what? You know what is the best way to be able to feel good, or even to help homeless people? I tell him, you know, you go to school and you study and you do wonderful in your life, you will be able to help more homeless people than you can imagine, right? So the idea is for everyone is to know how incredible you are, how powerful you are, how important your life is, and how focusing on feeling good, studying healthy, mind, body, and spirit helps you really find your purpose while you're here, and helps you shine that purpose. And when you're shining your light bright, it does affect the world, right? If we're all feeling terrible and have dim light, right, then the world starts to kind of energetically go down. So you really focusing on yourself and getting yourself to a good place, that vibrates out. That affects others more than you can even know.
What is an energetic shift?
An energetic shift is when a massive amount of people are, quote, waking up or experiencing differently all at the same time. So the old ways, the old patterns, the old paradigms that we live in, the old type of consciousness that we were living in, is no longer serving everyone. And so millions of people are shifting, are changing, are kind of seeing that there has to be a better way, and that's all happening at the same time. So energetically, we're shifting in a big way, right? And that's another amazing thing to think about. So your energy really affects the whole, just like I was talking about. You are that important.
Can anybody become a millionaire?
Yeah, and the idea is that everyone has an amazing direct line line, the spirit on the other side, right? Now, listen, anyone can do anything, and that's what's amazing, but thank goodness not everyone is supposed to be a medium, right? We need doctors, teachers, lawyers, all the things, right? So not everyone is destined to be a medium, or destined to really go into that path and activate their connection in that kind of way, right? So not everyone is supposed to be a medium, but everyone.